I almost
Yeah,
got off this in 25 minutes. I had a meeting at 2
yeah.
Eastern, but I was like, you called my name. I'm like, no.
This will be so fucking helpful, dude.
How much would you charge if we sell your services to other people?
So we just created your new SOP system and how to get
Yes.
SOPs in there. One thing that I want to show you guys around the SOPs, and this will be recorded if you want to give it to your VA and all that stuff. Um, and I'll do Patrick's. Boom. There you go. This will be, especially as you bring on more team members like you, Scott, and Joel, and all of that. I've optimized the SOP process. I think I got it over here. There we go. Is this the Airtable that you're using, Patrick?
Let's see.
Let's see.
Yep, that's it. That's the one.
Cool. Do you have the web clipper set up for SOPs?
I got the web clipper for the setter, only the setter, but not for SOPs.
This will be so fucking helpful, dude.
Okay.
Let me optimize this. Okay, cool. So you can send this over to a VA to set up, but I'm
Hmm.
gonna optimize the shit out of this for you, brother. Um,
Okay.
I'm
Go
gonna
for it.
start with the new dashboard. So this is mobile optimized, so you'll be able to see it on mobile as well. And
Hmm.
I'm gonna go to the SOPs OS here. And what we're going to do is add some new labels. So it's super easy. So when I'm on here, I want to start with the list view. So you can see all of your, boom, all of your SOPs there. And by the end of the 10 minutes here, we're going to set up your web clipper as well.
Hmm.
So here, what I want to do is optimize the fields first. So I'm going to put in the details. I'm going to put in the type, responsible, added by, that sort of stuff. That's good. We won't need that secondary link. We will want that. And we definitely want accountable. And we're going to drive this to the top, turn the number off. I'm not using that anymore. And then we are going to, got the link there, details, type. We've got responsible. We can take that off for right now. And I'm going to add in some fields here. This has been so helpful. Just add a frequency field. So how often is this SOP done? Frequency, boom. And put in daily, daily, boom. Calendar, weekly, moon, monthly, and then just a pin with it varies. So now it'll be super easy to set up their daily winning formula through Loom videos, SOPs, shoot them real quick, drop them in here, and they're good to go. So let me do that. Frequency, I want to add this up to the top here. Department isn't as important. I'll drop it down here, and we definitely still want status. So let me put status right there. And I want to make this a little bit bigger. Nope, let's not open that up. You can change the size of this. So now this is large. And I want to change the sorting, the grouping function by frequency. Boom, perfect. And then up here, what I'm going to do is add in a filter around elements. And we just want your team members to see their SOPs. So I'm going to hit the plus button here, who is accountable, and I'm going to change the default setting to current user. So now that's all mine, but I can turn those off and see all of them. And then I'm going to try and do this fast. These are daily. Filter by frequency is daily. And then these buttons are pretty cool too, where you can see the underlying records inside of there. And we just need one record in there, so I'll show you how to optimize that at the end. Duplicate this, add a color in here. Is that blue? Boom. Let's make this green. And then calendar, boom. Weekly. Change the condition to weekly. Boom. Change the color to that. Can add in a background. Duplicate this. Moon. Monthly. Perfect. And change the filter. And then duplicate. Boom. Seat. Total SOPs. And then take out the filter function. Boom, and let's make this gray. So here we go. I usually have charts and graphs up here, but to make it simple, got that. And you can change the filter up here. We can add another one for frequency. Boom, that's good. And let's take me out. But the most important part here is the open function. So what is this going to look like? We have 2 record details there. And I'm going to add a background for this. And I'm going to add in frequency into here. Take out that secondary link. You don't need it. And let's add in frequency right here. Make it editable. Now we got all of those important things right there. And we can add this up here. Perfect. So, boom. Most of these will be, let's make sure we can edit these in line. And turn this on. Turn this on. Cool. And then let's turn on a background filter, background. Good to go there. Sweet. Okay, now you've got version 1 of this. And as business owners, it's just how quickly can I delegate and get things off your plate? So you should be thinking through your day of like, this is a fucking button pressing task. Like, let me film it real quick and get it off my plate to a VA, right? So how are we going to do that? We're going to set up the Airtable web clipper. So this is what ours looks like for the SOPs. Boom. It's just the title of the SOP, which is pulled directly from whatever thing that you're on. Usually I do Loom videos. So it will pull the Loom video name. Then you put in who's accountable for this SOP, the department that it's in, the frequency that it's done, and what type it is. And then is it active, in progress, that sort of stuff. So if I've already shot it and all that stuff, I'll drop it in there. What I'm doing is just Loom SOPs. And inside of Loom, I just got this off my plate, sent it over to Jason. I'm like, what, or Jameson. I'm like, why the fuck am I doing this? And I shot the Loom video. I opened up the web clipper. And then I grabbed the SOP. Boom. There's an action right down here to create SOP. And I copied that. And then by hitting the web clipper, SOPs, sent this over to Jameson. Boom. department, this is a fulfillment one. This he needs to do on a daily basis. This is a Loom video. And this is active. And then I put the SOP in detail, so it's written out too. And I just hit add record, and then we can quickly get stuff off our plate in SOP format. He knows he needs to do it on a daily basis. And, you've delegated that. So does that make sense? To create those SOPs, get off your plate, put it into the system that it's accountable by them. And then
So a quick question on that. So you're creating the SOPs, but does that also create the daily tasks that they need to click off?
so we have a recurring task of them just completing the daily tasks, and I can usually see if it's not completed from those operations.
So will the daily tasks reappear every day? How does that work?
Yeah, so there are a couple of things here. There's this task button. There's an automation inside of here that will send this task over to them to review. SOPs. SOP. Task. Let me show you how to set that up real quick. I think I have time. Boom. So let's take okay, let's take this one out. Can always replace it. Boom. But here, create automation. Boom. When record matches conditions in the SOP table, SOPs OS, and this task is checked, then create a task for that team member. So you can use dynamic and then add in the record ID for that team member. And then the task, new SOP created, review new SOP. Boom. And then here we can put in the title of the SOP. Boom. And then put in the link, base record link. And then status, do this today. And now when you check those SOPs, they'll get notified that there's a new SOP for them to review. Boom. SOP task. And then in terms of reoccurring, daily reoccurring, just take this one out for right now. Boom. And create new. And I think we might have it daily. There we go. When record matches condition. Daily at a scheduled time, change trigger. This is daily one. Let's do this at 5 a.m. every single day. And here we can create record. Boom. Task. Specific records. Boom. Here. There's another way to do this, but for simplicity purposes, I'll just show you this way right now. So I want to go in here. I've found when like every task is made for their daily winning formula, it's fucked. It just gets way too messy in tasks.
Yeah, that's a good point.
This later. And then we want to grab this view so they can see their daily. Boom.
So Andrew, once you put the SOP inside of the Airtable web clipper, does it then trigger both automations, one for the repeating tasks and one to review the SOP? I just want to see if that's connected together or have to do it twice.
Yeah, so here's the thing. If it's a single select of send to send a task, which we can change, then you can just have that as a part of your web clipper, and you just have to select it once. So I'll show you how to do that. Boom, here we go. And then that's the link to their daily winning formula that will show up each day at that time. We just have to turn that on and just duplicate this for the next person. There's another way to do it, but I have limited time right now. Boom. I put in this SOPs, OS, and let's put that up there.
This would be more reoccurring though, right? This title of this SOPs primarily, is that right?
This is all SOPs. So
Oh,
you would just move the other ones to they vary. So it's not daily, it's not weekly, it's not monthly. They vary when you go into it. And to optimize this, boom, what we can do is go into task and edit, single select, boom, check, send to task. And now you can put that on your web clipper.
okay.
And if you guys are watching this and doing this, then we just need to go back to the automation and change the trigger. And that was SOPs. SOP. There we go. So I got to change the trigger here to condition is task. Boom. When you select that in your web clipper, it will automatically send them the task. So then you're good to go there. Let's turn this on. And then let's go one step deeper. I'm going to create a new grouping section here. And what I want to see are the most recent created. So I'm going to make this large. And then I'm going to turn on date. This is an automated one and who it's added by. I love this shit.
I can see.
And then I'm going to do this, turn that off. And then I want to sort this by date added. Down here, date added, boom, and the latest ones. So then we can see that at the top. We might want to turn on some other things like who's accountable for this. Status, accountable, boom, do that. And then what's another cool thing is I can use a bar chart to see, kind of make it a competition. SOP creation, and then take this and go to date added and do it by month. Boom. And then I can see that. And then I can also do a grouping function of who actually created it. So by, added by, boom. Now you can see who's created the SOPs right there. Turn it on the chart and see that you created 6 SOPs in May, 20 in June, 5 in July. And let's make sure that these open up as well. That will go to the record detail. So now you have an SOP tracker as well for that.
Andrew, quick question. So if you click on go down to the left side, click on SOPs OS, actually to the column. So
Yeah.
I have it currently in my eyes categorized. So this is in my eyes. I can just throw stuff in different sections. Would I be able to group it? You're saying keep one or the other, not both. Is that what you're saying? Just so to clarify, keep
Right.
this or, okay. Because my eyes, I need to group it by department and then drop it.
Yep.
So,
Add group,
yeah,
SOPs. Anything can be created with
right,
Airtable. SOPs, OS, cool. List, and then group by
yeah.
department.
That's my favorite way to look at it, man. Like in everything, it's just my eyes. I'm like, got it, got it, got it. Drop it.
Building by department, and then we can do a bar chart by department. Easy. Now you got that nice, beautiful thing. And then we could also add in some numbers up
Oh,
here.
no.
So
Anything is possible.
anything. Shake.
Crazy, crazy.
Fulfillment SOPs. Boom. And let's filter this by department. Boom is fulfillment SOPs. Let's give this the same color for UX purposes. You can also open these up just to see the fulfillment SOPs right here. Boom. And then we can turn on the link. Boom. Countable. Boom. And details. Sweet. So then you can just click on that number and see all the fulfillment SOPs right there.
Mm.
And then we can duplicate this and make this rocket. Boom. Marketing SOPs. You can add a subsection like total. Boom. And here, there we go. Let's make this orange to match it. Duplicate, money, sales, SOPs, boom, money, change this, sales, and then duplicate this, duplicate, boom, and just do total SOPs, take out that conditioning, boom, see that in gray, sweet. Let's add in a background for this. You can add filter functions too, of like if you just want to see who's accountable in here. Desiree, boom, she doesn't have any, but let's go to Jay. Boom, he has 2 operational SOPs. So you got that, and then there's also the filter function to turn on. So if I'm just looking for a specific SOP by the title of, does it have sales in the title? Then we can find that specific SOP and boom, let's open this up. We're good to go. So we just created your new SOP system and how to get
Yes.
SOPs in there, how to track everything,
Awesome.
see everything in just a few minutes. So
Love it.
that on. And
Mind blown.
Mind
let's
blown.
go
Me too. Yeah, me too.
for this large, cool. So let me publish this. And you've got those automations set up. I would just set up the web clipper and delete, delegate, automate yourself out of your business over time.
Cool. Amazing.
Boom.
Holy cow.
Boom, baby. There you go. Sweet.
So cool.
Yay.
I almost
Yeah.
got off this in 25 minutes. I had a meeting at 2 Eastern, but I was like, you called my name. I'm like, no. So I almost jumped off. Here we are.
Let's go, dude. I hope that was helpful.
Yeah, that was
And
cool. It was cool.
let's rock it this week. And yeah, great call, you guys.
Yeah. Good
Just
stuff.
real quick question. How much would you charge if we sell your services to other people? Like a company needs structure, they need systems. Because I have a load of companies that are just an absolute disaster with no systems. And that's something that I want to sell.
Yeah, depends on the size of the company and that sort of stuff,
Yeah,
but if you just get them on a call with me, I'm happy to see how I
Yeah.
can support and give you like a 10 to 20% kickback on anything. So,
perfect.
yeah, just
Love it.
introduce them to me via text or WhatsApp or anything like that.
Love it. Love it. Thank you very much.
Sweet.
Catch you later.
Thanks,
Good
guys.
Ciao
stuff,
for now,
man.
guys.
Appreciate it.
Ciao.